So this is the big mystery. So China did all that in its early days. So how did one region, Europe, suddenly race ahead while China, an early starter in science and technology, falls so far behind? The historian and biochemist Joseph Needham thinks that one cause behind the ossification of the Chinese state was another of China's innovations, the bureaucracy. So here's irony. Right, 2,000 years ago, China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huangdi, he of the Terracotta Army, he so successfully crushed opposition among the warring states that he united them into one country. Qin destroyed the feudal opposition so that while British and European feudalism grew around a robber baron system, China developed a huge organising class that rose through merit and the exam system to run the state. So this is the world's first civil service. So that means that any big social projects such as building the Great Wall or constructing waterways, could depend on a large, solid social infrastructure. In its early stages, Needham argued science could flourish and spread, so you had a lot of creativity happening that was supported really by the state. And he gives as examples a meridian arc survey covering 2,500 miles north to south, which measures the longitude of the ellipsoid of the Earth rather than the Earth being a sphere. Plus there was a scientific observation of the stars of the southern hemisphere, and this was adding to Chinese astronomical know-how. But in Europe, in feudal times, science fell on the sword of the short-term ambitions of the military aristocracy. And I have to say, it's feeling a bit like that now with the whole robber baron mindset running everything and wondering how short-term that's going to be. However, all this was reversed around the time of the Qing dynasty. And I'm going to bring Paul in to talk about this. In the 1640s onwards, really, when the vast, unwieldy bureaucracy grew stodgy and sclerotic, they lacked any thinking space, there was no wriggle room for creativity, and it began to strangle new ideas. And it's not for nothing that a common Chinese saying is, the nail that sticks up has to be hammered down. And wherever you see that dynamic entering society, you're in a downward spiral. So, some reckon that Chinese scientific advances were stagnating even earlier than this, by the time of the Ming dynasty. But certainly by the time the East India Trading Company set its sights on China's wealth in the 18th century, productive forces released by the technological revolution and capitalism meant that the smaller, nippier adversary was able to win the day.